Josh Darrow reunited with my man here, Larry Bluestein.
Right there, buddy.
It says AutoNation. It's the Gridiron Report here on South Florida High School Sports. We're talking about players who, so many players that caught our eye, a couple of players who maybe really took advantage. There's always premium players that you know about, and everything that they've done in the offseason solidifies that. And there's some players who kind of take a step forward in the offseason, and there's more than just the two we're going to talk about. But again,
against my better principles.
Can't have a 1 hour video. No one will watch it. So we'll limit it to two guys, both in the 2016 class. So you'll have a whole off season and a whole nother season and a whole nother off season to catch these two. One is a quarterback, the other is a wide receiver. So a nice duel there. And although they play for separate teams in the off season, don't go to the same high school. But we'll start with the quarterback. The 2016 class definitely has some talent. Cato Nelson, Tyler Huntley, just to name a few. But I think this guy will emerge as another guy that we should be talking about. That is Steve Calvert, who also might have just the greatest nickname at the position, Buckshot. Who now is at Carroll City.
Yeah, at Carroll City, and this I guess you could thank the team he plays for in the off season, the strong arm team, which is mostly a lot of kids from Miramar and the Carroll City area and in that North Dade area. So they're thinking, hey, listen, at Chaminade Madonna, why don't you come to our school, play and get an education? We have a great program, and that's what happens. And now he's there, and this is a guy that's out of the Mastroli program, and you know that anybody that comes out of Ken Mastroli's program, and I'm not just tooting his horn because he's our buddy, he just knows what he's doing. I mean, the proof is in the pudding with all the quarterbacks from Jake Rudek, who's starting at Iowa, all the way to Sean White, who's on his
NFL draft.
Watch the NFL draft.
And Taj Boyd.
Exactly. So I mean, Kenny has done a lot of great things. Buckshot is the type of quarterback who has a tremendously strong arm. Another one of those guys in the competition that made it to the Elite Seven or whatever they had.
Super Seven.
The Super Seven. Just a quality player in that class of 2016. You mentioned a couple of them, Jakari Harrison and also Cato Nelson. But this is a guy who also, I watched him at all the settings now. I watched him in a football setting, and then I watched him in the 7-on-7. He locks on those receivers, and I'll tell you what, he just throws lasers. Perhaps one of the stronger throwing arms coming up out of any young player. He's still working on his touch, working on his accuracy, but he's got a lot of, he's got Aubrey Hill to help him out in tutelage.
Good tutelage.
Yeah, very good tutelage. He's been there, done that, so it's going to be interesting. I'm very excited about it.
All right, the breakup at Northeast is Coconut Creek's benefactor, Coach Grady Weed and Stranahan. Coconut Creek had some weapons, and they added one more with wide receiver Benjamin Victor, 2016 wide receiver, tall, lean, lanky, long-striding kid who definitely impresses when he gets on the football field.
Nobody's used this last 5-6 months more to their advantage than Benjamin Victor. Last year, getting a chance to watch Northeast play 2 times, I saw the kid. He was very thin. He still is kind of thin. But what happened between then, I guess at the beginning of last summer and when the season ended, I think people have to understand that the head coach that they had last year, Kaz McCorvey,
he left.
But in addition to leaving, this was one of the best receivers ever at Florida State. He played, a little bit in the professional ranks. He told me last year he worked with him quite a bit, and he said, Kaz McCorvey, who's been around some great ones, said that Benjamin Victor has the highest ceiling, and this is even over Stacy Cole, that anybody's seen at that age now. And this is a kid right now that's only in the 10th grade, going to be in the 11th next year, gets up for every ball. The only thing separating him from being a great receiver, he's got to put on a little bit more weight, but that's doable because he's going to eat more. He's going to get in a weight room situation. He's got tremendous speed. He's not afraid of the ball. He goes after it, and he'll make any catch. He'll go outside on you. He'll go inside on you, and he'll do fly patterns. So this is a kid. There's a lot of other kids out there right now that are, people are blowing up that are limited. Benjamin Victor is far from limited. I agree with Kaz McCorvey after watching him. When he puts on a little bit more strength and gets on some more poundage, big time.
All right, Benjamin Victor, Northeast, that's a pretty good endorsement right there. Steve Buckshot Calvert, a Mastroli guy, so you got your endorsement there as well. Again, 2 years to watch both of these kids, but they should be playing spring ball, and no better time than now to introduce yourself to the future. For Larry Bluestein, I'm Josh Darrow, another edition of the AutoNation Gridiron Report here on SouthFloridaHighSchoolSports.com.